not the kind of loss that you want to go out on homecoming weekend with, but you guys did do a great job of battling back in the second half after digging that hole.
Did it twice. That's the thing I just told Eric. I mean, obviously we came back out, and it was kind of almost comical. I told him at halftime, I told him a lot of things I can't tell you at halftime, but
sure.
But I did say to him, hey, at the end when I settled down and got done screaming and expletive deleted, all that, when I got done with that, I kind of said, calm down, and said, look, here's the thing, we're not going to come out and go 17-0. I said, we're not going to, it's going to take grinding and one play at a time. Well, we did come out and we went 14-0. So we did that and got back in the game and had a shot up actually to take the lead on Adam. Adam took that three at the top of the key, so we made that great run. But then the thing that I think is just as impressive or more is after we made that run, we kind of ran out of steam a little bit. They came back and went up 10, went up 9 or 10 on us, and we fought back and got it back again where we were within striking distance and had chances. So I was proud of that because I felt like what happened last week when we got down the Delta State game in the second half, it just kind of unraveled, and I challenged them. I challenged their manhood on coming out in the second half and having the pride to not let that happen again like last week. Because at a certain point you tell them, I said, at a certain point, if you let that happen too often, then I've got to question whether a lot of you guys are good enough to play in this league. So anyway, they did do that, and I was pleased with that. That helps, doesn't it?
It does help a little bit, yes. Mike Nienaber joining us on the post-game show with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. I know we've said it before, we can say it again. It really helps. The world goes round a little faster when Drew Hildreth makes shots.
Right.
He got a late start, came out hot in the second half, and that's what you love to see from a senior leader.
Yeah, I mean, that, and I don't know how much of what I said earlier was anybody heard, but again, it is. I think the biggest thing I'm proud of is obviously we, after just an awful first half and the turnovers, people getting in foul trouble, and we lose Jeff. We had a lot of guys just so tentative, nobody wanting to bounce the ball other than Jeff, and they know that, and they're attacking us that way. And so many of those turnovers just led to easy baskets, uncontested threes where we got one, maybe two guys back, and they're kicking it to a guy for a wide open three, or dunks and layups. So you just put yourself in a hole that we did. But I was really proud of the way we came out in the second half. And of course, it always helps. Drew made 2 threes that helped fuel that to get it going. But that just got us back to 11. We got it back to 2 a couple times, and had the shot up to go ahead, the three-pointer. But then to me, the thing that was just maybe even more impressive is that after we made that run, having them push the thing back up to 10 or 11, and then coming back and making another run at them, and getting back to where we had a shot there in the last minutes. I was pleased with that. Obviously, you're never happy with a loss, and the home losses continue to take their toll on us. But I again, with a young team, you just got to continue to say, hey, it's every game is an opportunity to get better, and we can't create like their press to work against their press. We can't create that in practice.
No.
We don't have the personnel anywhere on our team, even starters or subs, to create that kind of press situation to work against. So when you get the opportunity to do it in a game like this, you got to do it. If you get down 10, you got to keep working, try not to let it go to 17. And just keep taking it one trip at a time. Again, overall, I mean, obviously not happy about a loss, another loss, but I am pleased the way we battled.
I think 19 points off of turnovers for West Georgia in the first half. They totaled 27 for the game. So in the second half, obviously a lot better, just 8 points. Right. The ball handling was a little skittish there for players other than Larkin and even Jeff sometimes. But you're right, you can't really assimilate that. You can't make it up in practice as they do it in a game. But I think a career night from Jordan Miller certainly came in and then subbed in well in place of Adam Deball, who had his hands full with Giovanni Miller and with their other forward, whose name escapes me, Shannon Fowler, who actually fouled out of the game eventually. But I think D-Ball did just trying to do a little bit too much. I think there was that one offensive foul where it went in kind of slow motion and just some silly checks.
There's stuff that we work on all the time when you get a situation like that. We call it perimeter to post, where he needs to go in there come to the guy, because that guy could do nothing but take a charge. There's no way that guy's going to stop Adam one-on-one in the post, and he just kind of ran right into him instead of coming and gathering himself and making his post move.
And that'll come to him.
I think Adam showed a little bit of his immaturity,
Sure.
His youth today, because I really felt like, and I think maybe it's just because he hasn't had the opportunity to do it, I really felt like he had more opportunities in the post today than he's had in a long time. I thought he had more one-on-one situations, and Jordan's been around for, Jordan's only a sophomore, but he's a third-year sophomore,
right,
where Adam's a first-year freshman, and I thought Jordan showed some maturity with that, doing some things. There was a time he had the exact type thing where he did the perimeter to post move, got himself under control, and just shot that little baby hook shot, and and he did a great job. Adam struggled today a little bit, like I said. I think the other thing, and I'm challenging a lot of our young players, because you look at us, and obviously we got guys that are in desperate need of the weight room, and
that's a bigger team.
Yeah, and again, that's something that Adam is learning in the field of battle. We got his old high school teammate Mitch. He's got to do it. He's not learning it in the battle, but he's got to see that happening to Adam and see what's happening. And then Trentman, the second-year freshman, is another one that's just physically is not there. And we get loose balls, we get our hand on a rebound, and it just gets raked away from us so many times. We just got to get. I said we got to get physically stronger and mentally stronger. And I think they go hand in hand. You get where you're physically stronger, so then you're going to play the game with more physicality, and that's something clearly that you can't do that during the season, not to the extent that needs to be done. So these guys are just going to have to understand that when this season ends, for Adam and now for Mitch and our red shirts, they need to be doing it, and quite frankly, they need to be doing it more than they have been right now. But those are all things that as we play forward and we look to the future with all these young kids that we're playing, that areas that we got to improve. And again, we've got 3 more weeks, hopefully some postseason. We're definitely I think we're still in very good shape for the conference tournament to get in. Hopefully we can get in there and make a little bit of a run, because every opportunity we have to play a game between now and March is growth for these guys. It's experience, and if they can, somehow we can get through that first round of the tournament and get to Birmingham, and get to the neutral site, where I think we're dangerous on any night. If we get, and Drew comes out making shots, we got a chance to win any game that Drew's hot. And Jeff played really well tonight. I thought at halftime, Jeff really was the only guy we had doing anything the first half.
He was.
And so I grabbed him at halftime. I said, look, man, you're playing well. You don't have a whole lot else going on with you. Drew hadn't done a whole lot to that point, was struggling. And I said the problem is he was sitting there with 3 fouls already. I said, Jeff, they get a layup. You do not commit that 4th foul. We couldn't afford to do that. And he did play. And again, it's so key for us, for Jeff and Drew to play well, to give us an opportunity. And they did, and both of them played very well in the second half. And that's what helped get us back in the game.
And stayed in the ball game, I think, all the way down the stretch, except for Adam D-ball, and that shows their maturity a little bit. It says a lot for your squad. They came back from 45-28 down. Unfortunately, not quite enough tonight for the Buccaneers. They fall 84-81 to West Georgia, although it was a team they lost to by 10 points on the road. They came very close to pulling what would have been, in many people's eyes, I think, an upset, just given how far down you were at one point in the ball game. So
no doubt.
We wish you luck on the road. I know 4 of the next 5 on the road, and the one home game, senior day, is going to be against Alabama Huntsville.
The first place team, so nothing. We just don't have an easy game. We could play well. I think if we play well, it won't happen. But we could play well and lose every one of them. And if it happens, we just got to keep. I think maybe we won't make the tournament then. We're going to have to find a way to get a few. But either way, if it does, and we're still playing, we're going to come out and try to grow and get better. And that's the mantra for this team. Put this game behind us. Let's go get ready for the next one and try to get better.
Wherever you end up, no one will say you have not earned it. That's head coach Mike Nienaber. Thank you so much, Coach.
Tyler, thank you. Enjoyed having you.
Yeah.
I guess Eli gets to come back because you didn't get the sweep.
I wish.
We'll let him come back.
I wanted it, but I'm sure you'll do well with Eli back for the home game against Huntsville.
Hopefully he won't be partying too hard out there at the Super Bowl.
No, I think he'll be all right.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Coach Nienaber. That's Mike Nienaber.